You are watching the news on the hour, brought to you from the Anglican Cable Network Nigeria, ACNN. I am Zubechi Frank. You are welcome. The multiplicity of political parties and the greed of most politicians in Nigeria has been attributed as the major reason why the country is backward and have not been able to make up with the world standard of development. This was the submission of the Bishop of the Anglican Diocese of Lafia, His Lordship, the Right Reverend Godwin Robertson, as he admonished all politicians to shun greediness and take the development of the country as a priority. Speaking in an interview with ACNN News correspondent Nwanne Ogechukwu in Abuja, Bishop Robinson stressed that Nigerians must stop the blame game pattern and take responsibility in tackling issues facing the country.
The multiplicity of political parties in Nigeria is a problem of its own. It doesn't make for good reasoning. And a particular party in Nigerian presentation, it gives a picture of the winner takes it all. It's not so much about the welfare of the nation. It's not so much about the well-being of the nation. The concern seems to be the winner picking whatever he wants. However, I believe that in the process of time, there can always be growth. We are a growing nation. We are somewhere today, we'll get to where we ought to be. As we continue to tackle the issues, look at the problem and see how we can solve it. A way to solve any problem is to take responsibility. My idea is that Nigerians should take responsibility for this nation. Get involved where you can. Get involved objectively. Get involved with a mind to bring change, the needed change. And any one of us, everywhere we are, in whichever area we find ourselves, can do something. For now, I think we must be tolerant. We are growing. We are not where we ought to be yet, but I hope that we will get there. And that's where everyone can come on board.
The cleric further stated that the church can only be involved in politics through discipleship of its members before urging them to get into politics, so as to help them stand firm in their faith.
The church will continue to do her ministry and encourage more people to participate in politics. Because when you have good people, the common saying is that for evil to thrive, the good people should keep quiet and do nothing about it. So whoever is there who is concerned about this nation should get involved. The church should function as a church, should go on with evangelism, effective evangelism, to teach the word of God, to deliberately focus on her own mission and deliver it and discharge it fully. Then the multiplier effect is that it will affect the individual, who will affect the nation. The nation is made up of individuals who come from homes, who attend churches, who go to different places of worship. If in this place the impact of the church on them is effective, we will have a better society.
Attacks on Christians in southern Kaduna part of Nigeria has been allegedly said to be systematically carried out by some individuals who have political backings. Now, this was the assertion of the Bishop of the Anglican Diocese of Zonkwa, the Right Reverend Jacob Kwashi, as he lamented over the consistent attacks on Christians in southern Kaduna. According to the cleric, many Christians have lost their lives, homes and properties without the government of the state intervening on the issue. Bishop Kwashi called on the government and well-meaning Nigerians to intervene so that the attacks on Christians in the state will end.
The attack on the Christians, particularly in southern part of Kaduna, where I'm coming from, it has been systematically carried out. And over time and time again, Christians have been attacked, persecuted, killed, their farms destroyed, their home destroyed, and government never said anything. So we have come to a position whereby we have not only resolved onto praying, but we have decided that if the government will not come out to defend us, we will do the little we could and defend ourselves. But the systematic persecution of Christians in southern Kaduna must be stopped. We have said it time and time again unto the governor, and he has he has decided to be adamant about it. But if they fail to stop this. God has his way of stopping it. And we are praying that God will stop this evil, because evil cannot last. And God doesn't bless evil. Evil will come to an end very soon. And unfortunately, when evil comes to an end, those who are perpetrating the evil, they will go with the evil. So I pray that they should leave us alone in southern Kaduna to worship the Lord the way we feel like worshiping him, and to leave us to have our freedom of religion wherever we are.
The Diocese of Nsukka Anglican Communion, through its diocesan, has disclaimed the story circulating on the social media about an attack by two Fulani headsmen on a church at Egudele, Obuja, describing it as a fake news. Before now, an alleged story of two Fulani men who broke into one St. Luke's Anglican Church at a place called Egudele, Obuja in Nsukka local government area of Enugu State has been making round the social media, saying they robbed the church, and then the neighboring watch vigilante group operating in the community was quickly alerted. When they got to the scene, the two Fulani men took to their heels after shooting in the direction of the security men. They took to their heels, having seen they were outnumbered. They were chased by the vigilante group. One of the Fulani robbers, while attempting to scale the fence of the church, broke his leg severely. The two men were eventually caught, and the vigilante handed them over to the Nigerian police. But speaking in a telephone interview, the Anglican Diocese of Nsukka, through the Bishop, the Right Reverend Aloysius Abu, stated that it does not have any church as designated in the post at the said place. Hence, disclaimed the news and urged the public to disregard it because it has been investigated and it is fake.
This is a fake news. In first place, we don't have St. Luke's in the whole Obuja community. We have Obuja in Nsukka and within Nsukka Diocese, but none of our churches is St. Luke's. And then there's no place like Aguden in Obuja. So again, that we didn't hear any of such incidents, even within the whole Nsukka area. So it's a fake news. I didn't know where they got this, or whether it is people that just want to stir up crisis in the society. So it's a fake news. We didn't report to the police. We just wrote a rejoinder and sent to our social media platforms.
The chairman of the Committee of Deans of Ajayi Crowther University, Professor Ayotunde Ayodabo, has appreciated the efforts of the Department of Computer Science for the feat and congratulates the Vice-Chancellor on yet another laudable achievement on partnering with Oracle Academy, a global IT giant. Presenting the plaque of the partnership with Oracle Academy, Mr. Adefemi Falase, the Oracle Ambassador of the university, who is also a lecturer in the Department of Computer Science, expressed his gratitude to the university for the privilege to represent the university and thrilled at the partnership, which will be of great benefit to members of the staff, students, and the university community. Speaking at the event, the head of Department of Computer Science, Mr. Oyebode, spoke about the ever-changing nature of the ICT world, which necessitated the partnership with the global IT giant. The Dean of the Faculty, Professor Ebenezer Olainka, was elated about the collaboration, appreciating the Vice-Chancellor and everyone who made it possible. Still to come, Muslims thwart terrorist attack against Christians, saving 20 believers from death. And that will be after the break. Please stay with us.
Ajayi Crowther University admission has commenced. Programs on offer include undergraduate, postgraduate, part-time, HND conversion, foundation and pre-degree in faculties of law, humanities, education, natural sciences, social sciences and management sciences. Our tuition is affordable and payable in 3 installments. Visit the university website at www.acu.edu.ng for online application, screening and admission letter, given our state-of-the-art facilities facilities, well-equipped library, decent learning environment, and distinguished lecturers. Apply now by logging on to www.acu.edu.ng. For details, call 0814-592-0637. Ajayi Crowther University, raising godly intellectuals.
You are welcome back and thanks for staying tuned. For more on our top stories, please visit our website at acnntv.com or youtube.com/ACNNTV. To be up to date with our news and other programs, download the ACNN app from Android from Google Play Store. On the national scene, Shehu Sani, former Kaduna Central Senator, has reacted to President Muhammadu Buhari's call on the Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, to stop providing foreign exchange for the importation of food into the country. It will be recalled that President Muhammadu Buhari, while hosting the All Progressive Congress APC governors to Eid al-Kabir lunch at his country home in Douala, said the foreign reserve will be conserved and utilized strictly for diversification of the economy and not for encouraging more dependence on foreign food import bills. Buhari said, and I quote, "Don't give a cent to anybody to import food into the country," end of quote. The president noted that some states like Kebbi, Ogun, Lagos, Jigawa, Ebonyi and Kano have already taken advantage of the federal government's policy on agriculture with huge returns on rice farming, urging more states to plug into the ongoing revolution to feed the nation. Reacting in a tweet, Sani said the president's directive to the CBN to stop issuance of forex for food importation is the right step forward, as this will boost food production in Nigeria. As Kogi State's 2019 governorship primaries draw close, the APC Justice Forum, Buhari support groups in Kogi State, have called on the All Progressive Congress, APC, to disqualify Governor Yahaya Bello over alleged double registration for the permanent voters card. In a statement which was signed and made available to journalists in Abuja by the forum's Director of Media and Publicity, Mr. Atekoju Samson Usman, he said the essence of the screening was to ensure that the party did not field a candidate that would be a subject of litigation. They said the allegation of double registration by Kogi State Governor late last year, which became an embarrassment to the party, should not be allowed, as the governor would be facing prosecution immediately he stepped down from the office. The group pointed out that the offense of double registration of PVCs, which Yahaya Bello committed, attracts a 1-year prison term or a fine of 100,000 naira, or both upon conviction, and also reminded the party that the Independent National Electoral Commission, which had sacked 3 of its officials for registering the governor twice last year, had said it could not take any action against the governor because he had immunity. The group further maintained that it was the responsibility of the National Working Committee of the party to take decision in the interest of the party, rather than that of an individual, saying that the APC cannot afford to lose the state to the opposition People's Democratic Party, the PDP. And now to the international scene. The Diocesan Bishop of Kana West and Missionary Bishop of Kana, Church of Nigeria, Anglican Communion, His Lordship the Right Reverend Felix Orji, has admonished Christian youths to shun the deceit of the world and embrace the teachings of Christ, stressing that Christians are surrounded by paganism and secular culture, which tends to draw those who are careless away from the teachings of Christ and lead them to a life of compromise. Bishop Orji made this admonition in his sermon during the Youth Sunday service at the Holy Trinity Cathedral, Anglican Communion, Houston, Texas.
Like the Philippian church, all of us live in a largely pagan world. We are surrounded by paganism, we are surrounded by a very secular culture that continues to draw us in and continues to try to lead us into compromise in our Christian life. Kids, especially those of you going to college, you are surrounded by a pagan culture. A culture that wants to draw you into what is called secularism. Secularism simply means a political or social philosophy, a way of being that doesn't want to have anything to do with religion and with God. Secularism is a dethronement of God. And secular humanism is not only a dethronement of God, it's an exaltation of man and the values of man above the values of God. So we call that secular humanism, where God is put out of the way and human values are put on a pedestal, on the throne, and you have idolatry.
The cleric further urged the youths to stand firm in Christ, no matter the challenges and situations of life.
We live in a world that is filled with sexualization of our culture. And so today, it's all about sex. It's about, what you can find is sex with you can have sex with. It's about pornography. It's all kinds of things. And all of these things want to draw you into that kind of lifestyle. So what Paul the Apostle does here is he gives exhortation to those Christians in Philippi on how to handle these things in order to honor God. And these are the things I want to talk to you today, especially the youth. So first of all, Paul says to the Christians in Philippi, and he's saying to you, stand firm in the Lord. You have an identity, and that identity is beloved of God. You are the beloved of God. You are a child of God. You are the apple of God's eye.
The Youth Sunday service also featured presentation of songs by the youth of the church choir, prayers by the youth pastor, choreography by the youths, among others.
One more time. I said he saw the best in me. When everyone else around could only see the worst in me.
Former Chancellor Philip Hammond has accused the Prime Minister Boris Johnson of trying to wreck the chance of a new Brexit deal by making demands that the EU could never accept. Hammond said a no-deal Brexit would be a betrayal of the 2016 referendum results, saying he was confident that Parliament has the means to express its opposition to a no-deal Brexit. The former Chancellor rejected this suggestion in a tweet, saying he wanted to deliver Brexit and voted to do so 3 times. Earlier, Prime Minister Boris Johnson has said he wants to leave the EU with a deal, but the UK must leave by the latest Brexit deadline of 31st October, adding that he wants the EU to ditch the Irish border backstop plan from the deal negotiated by the former PM Theresa May, which was rejected 3 times by Parliament. Report says that the UK would leave on 31st October despite Mr. Hammond's best efforts to the contrary. A group of Muslims thwarted a terrorist attack planned against Christians in northern Kenya, saving nearly 2,000 believers from death. According to the International Christian Concern Group ICC, the Islamic extremist group Al-Shabaab had planned to storm a construction site for a new hospital in Kutolu, Kenya, and kill any Christian worker they found there. When some of the local Muslim population heard of the impending attack, they rushed to the area to tell all Christians to evacuate. They then waited for the gunmen to arrive and confronted them. While the Muslims were unable to prevent the gunmen from opening fire on the construction site, more than 20 Christians were nevertheless able to flee the site and escape without injuries. Kutolu, located in Mandera County, Kenya, is a highly dangerous place for Christians to live and work due to the high concentration of Somalis and Muslims that live in the region. ICC notes that Christians are an easy target for terrorist groups like Al-Shabaab as they are easily identifiable. In light of this reality, ICC's regional manager for Africa, Nathan Johnson, told reporters that the Muslims' decision to protect Christians is of immense importance, saying that it shows that those of different faiths can come together and protect each other. He also noted that it takes only brave men to stop extremist group. Moving on to sports news. Super Eagles defender at the just concluded African Cup of Nations in Egypt, Kenneth Omeru, has completed a permanent transfer to La Liga side Leganese, according to Chelsea's official website. Omeru returned to the club where he spent a successful season on loan in 2018-2019, making 31 appearances. He signed for Chelsea in 2012 from Standard Liège and subsequently spent time on loan in the Netherlands, Turkey, Spain, and with Championship side Middlesbrough. The club statement added that the Nigerian international has played over 50 times for his country, including at the 2014 and 2018 World Cups. He recently helped the Super Eagles to the semi-finals of the African Cup of Nations, a tournament he won alongside John Mikel Obi and Victor Moses in 2013. So it's on that sports note that we draw the curtain on this edition of the News on the Hour. I want to thank you for watching. I am Zubechi Frank.